Alright, I know what everybody's gonna say, or at least a lot of people are gonna say. You had your expectations too high. You were expecting the world. Nothing they could have shown would have satisfied you. Yo, I was pretty clear on what I wanted to see out of the event, and that's really the slate of games being set for the next 18 months. And while we got some of that, from a first-party standpoint, it is severely lacking. This showcase, in my opinion, if you want to disagree, feel free, I thought was terrible. Like, absolutely terrible, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Look, the ending with Spider-Man 2, that game looks great. We don't have a release date, which is a little bit of a bummer, but hopefully they'll announce that sometime this summer. I really thought it was time to get everything rolling with that, especially for a big showcase event when they haven't done this in 2 years almost. And I remember the last showcase, people were really excited about a lot of things, but Spider-Man 2 looks fantastic. That game's gonna be great, but we all knew that. That kind of was the one thing we expected going in. And Spider-Man 2 is gonna be fantastic, and that's great. That's the big game that we can look forward to this year from a first-party standpoint, because let's be honest, first-party Sony this year has been really lacking. If you weren't into VR2, what has there been? Horizon Burning Shores and a 10-hour expansion. Final Fantasy 16 is a Square Enix game, not a first-party Sony title. And now we get to the rest of this showcase outside of Spider-Man 2. First of all, if you are debuting a new IP, what is the point of showcasing a CG trailer? What does that tell us for a studio like Haven, and you're giving them the opening slot on your showcase? The opening slot should be an important part of your event. Yes, that's more formatting than anything, but that's a big deal. You want to kick off with a bang. Okay, so we reveal this fair game. We don't know anything about it. It's a CG trailer. It's coming in 2024. Alright, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to be excited about that. Maybe if you showed some gameplay, we could get excited. What is a CG trailer gonna do for a new IP and a multiplayer new IP? It's not gonna do anything. What I would have recommended, if this was ultimately going to be the lineup, why not open with Helldivers 2? At least we got some gameplay out of that game. At least we know that's going to be a 2023 game, and it looked pretty decent, and I liked Helldivers 1. Obviously, this is a little bit different, but you know what? Helldivers 2, that was honestly one of the shining good things that I saw out of this event. And Helldivers was synonymous with PlayStation. I believe Helldivers 1 was a PS4 exclusive, and then it got ported to PC. I don't think it was on both platforms right away, but Helldivers 2 will be PS5 and PC. Immortals of Aeon, I think that game looks great from a gameplay standpoint. Looks really good, and I think that's going to be something that people are going to be excited about. I was already excited about that a month ago when it got initially announced, and it's coming out in July, so that game is pretty much done. Ghost Runner 2, okay, that was pretty cool. Phantom Blade, we at least saw gameplay of that, but that'll probably be 2025 or 2026. Anything that doesn't have a release window attached to it, I'm just led to believe, like, when are we gonna get this game? Probably not for a while. Sword of the Sea, which is done by Giant Squid, that looked pretty cool, and hopefully we'll get that soon. Talos Principle 2, I'm a big proponent of Talos Principle 1. I thought it was pretty good. You know, it's not gonna be for everyone, but that was one of the more notable games. Neva, Cat Quest was announced. Foam Stars. My goodness, yeah, Foam Stars. Looks like some Square Enix free-to-play multiplayer game. Okay, Teardown. Again, a lot of these smaller games that I don't really foresee a lot of people getting excited about it, and for the first 20 minutes or so, this is what encompassed it. From that first 20 minutes, like, Helldivers 2 was pretty cool, and then everything else was, like, games we kind of knew about already. In the case of Phantom Blade, yeah, that's new and that's big budget, but that's probably not going to be out for a very, very long time, so, you know, it's hard to get that excited about it. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Remake, even if it got leaked, guess what? That announcement is fire. However, we don't have any gameplay. We don't have a release window. We just saw the ongoings with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake. I can't get overly excited for something like this without a release window attached to it. At least tell me, like, 2025, but, you know, again, we saw what happened with KOTOR. At least what we do have is Metal Gear Solid, the original trilogy, MGS 1, 2, and 3. That's gonna be released later this year. It's gonna be on everything. Snake Eater looks like it's gonna be on everything, so that's pretty cool. Snake Eater, it's just hard to get excited for something like that just because it was such a minor trailer. No gameplay, no release window, nothing like that. It's in development, cool, but gameplay would have really been the icing on the cake for that, and it's just... man, like, it's fine to have a couple CG trailers, but when your major new announcements are all CG trailers, that's a problem there. We have Dreamlit, Alan Wake 2, super excited for that, coming out in October. It's gonna be on all platforms, so, you know, not like that's a first-party title or anything like that. Assassin's Creed Mirage, you gotta win me back on Assassin's Creed to really get me interested in it, but I haven't been a big fan of Assassin's Creed, so, you know, AC Mirage will hopefully be decent, but it's hard to get behind Ubisoft these days. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, winter 2023, would have been nice to have a date on it. We got a gameplay trailer, okay, as a JRPG fan, I'm excited for that. Hopefully it does hit 2023. They noted winter of 2023. They said the same thing, Square Enix did. This isn't a Square Enix title, but Square Enix said the same thing for Crisis Core last year, and ultimately that did come out, so I hope that winter tag is gonna stick for 2023 and it won't, you know, seep into 2024. Street Fighter 6, whatever. Ultros, Metroidvania, like, it's fine. We get like 8 billion Metroidvanias these days, but artistically that game did look cool. Tower of Fantasy, free-to-play game, you know, whatever. Dragon's Dogma 2 looks incredible, looked absolutely sensational. However, with no release window attached to it, I'm led to believe 2025 or even later than that. So, like, again, when a game is that far out, it looks great, but how excited am I gonna get for that? Five Nights at Freddy's. Then we got a bunch of VR2 stuff. You know, VR2 is just not something I'm gonna personally get excited about. Resident Evil looks cool. Arizona Sunshine, Crossfire, Synapse. Beat Saber, which, you know, that Beat Saber guy in the comments, you can pop off. Bungie's Resurrecting Marathon, okay, another CG trailer, so whatever, like, not a big deal to me, but if you got excited for that, more power to you. I really saw nothing to get excited about, but it was because it was just a CG trailer, and there's nothing to be excited about outside of the fact that, unless you're, like, some huge Bungie fan, yeah, nothing really there. Destiny gets, it's gonna get a bigger unveiling next, like, I believe it's in August for the Destiny showcase, but there you go with that. Oh, what's next? Another new IP with no gameplay, let's go! Concord coming to PS5 and PC. No gameplay coming from Firewalk, that's fantastic. Good job, guys. GT movie trailer, absolutely nobody cares about that. Project Q was revealed. Remote play handheld nonsense nobody is gonna care about. You know, it is what it is. I understand them not wanting to do a Vita too. It's just not gonna happen. It's probably not profitable in their eyes, and probably isn't, but like Project Q ain't did. That looks like some thrown together nonsense that, yeah, good, great. You can do some remote plays. It's probably gonna be priced insanely, so it's like, whatever. Maybe the Steam Deck will be cheaper than Project Q. Can you imagine that? Probably won't be, but nonetheless. And then it ended with Spider-Man 2. Bro, I'm looking at all this. I'm sorry. If you think this was a great show, more power to you. Maybe you can say I had my expectations way too high, but like, come on. We haven't had a big event in so long. And what is the 2024 slate of games? Spider-Man 2 didn't get a date. We know that's 2023. What is 2024? From what I see, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Remake Rebirth, which they did say winter of 23, so maybe that'll be this year. Doubt it. I guess it's FF7 Remake Part 2. And a bunch of live service games? Like, that's what I'm getting at here. Maybe they'll announce something else. No Last of Us Factions. Maybe that'll come later. The Summer Games Fest is coming up. But man, the last showcase, you got a lot of announcements. Even though I wasn't crazy about the last showcase, I thought, you know, it was a little bit overhyped, but you still got a lot of cool announcements. But this one, what are we doing? Why are we, like, debuting new IPs with CG trailers, knowing nothing about these games? Like, it's just shocking to me, like, how we keep doing this, and, like, I'm sorry, a lot of the third-party stuff, cool, like, Ghost Runner 2, cool, Cat Quest, like, even that, cool, but it's like, that doesn't get people super excited, and then, like, opening up with fair game was just, what are we doing here? What are we doing with that, with nonsense like that? Like, if it had gameplay, that would have been one thing, but CG trailer, new IP, new studio, multiplayer, live service game, like, oh my goodness, just terrible, terrible. A couple of things that stood out to me, but overall I'd give it like a 3 out of 10. Obviously, my expectations were probably too high, but when you compare the last showcase, 2-year layoff, a light year for PlayStation this year thus far, that was pretty bad, but that'll do it for me. Maybe I'm out to lunch, maybe I overhyped it, but it seemed like everybody was super hyped for it, but yeah, terrible, terrible. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.